So you really want to be objective in this situation?
Right.
I think you should like go off. And she was like, you don't think? No, I think you should actually display some anger.
One of the things I do want you to flesh out a little bit is emotional fragility, and maybe even some examples of how you're seeing that in our world.
So kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, right? The emotional fragility could be when you start seeing everything as a threat, right? If we think about, I was thinking about just change in general, right? Most people respond to change as a threat. To me, those are signs of emotional fragility because I don't know that any of us are victims of change. We are participants of evolution. And that is now a sign of emotional fragility. And I get it in the sense that the world has changed so much. There's a lot of information coming in at us, but change is inevitable. It always has been. So to me, that's one of the signs. I also think that emotional fragility comes up around boundaries all the time when people say like hit their limit and now you see people saying like my no is my no. Period. That's it. And I think that when no is rooted in depletion and or exhaustion, I don't know that you're choosing anymore. Very similar to what you were explaining earlier, Jennifer. It just becomes a reaction to I'm tired. Like I've hit my limit and I don't know how else to manage it. So that's another way that I've seen emotional fragility show up just in culture or just today.
Yeah, there's so much here that you've brought up that I definitely want to dive into boundaries more, but I'm also really glad that you brought up the regulation point as well because it is something that I see a lot, right? And like we work in nervous system health, nervous system regulation is like a huge
What
buzzword.
is that? Because 'Cause I'm curious too. What is
Nervous system health.
I
So
know you are, yes.
we use applied neurology and somatics to work on training the different sensory input systems. So, like your eyes, your balance system in your inner ear, your body mapping system, and your interoceptive system, that system that's telling your brain what's going on inside of your body to have clearer, more accurate signals so that your system is under less stress all of the time. And then we use these sensory inputs, like really speaking the language of the nervous system to the nervous system to help the system get better at modulation, better at like providing sensory input in those moments of stress to be able to help your system move through it and not get stuck in a really activated state or a shut down state using sensory inputs. And so there's like a daily training for the nervous system, and then there's tools that you use in the moment to help really rehabilitate that skill of modulation through something. So a lot of what we talk about is nervous system regulation, and it is something that one I definitely see clients and people out there thinking of like I if I'm experiencing an emotion, just give me a tool. Let me like regulate through this. And that's not the purpose of it. The purpose is to help the body mobilize, to help the body be able to express and do the inherent things that it knows how to do to modulate through that experience. And it's also definitely not being calm all of the time. Our systems are made to be really dynamic and to have the right amount of activation for the present situation, right? There are times when I need to be activated. I should be angry. I should come down from that and rest. And it's about having a system that can fluidly move through the world and respond appropriately.
I love that you say that, especially the ending because it normalizes, like, not showing up as the world think that we should. One of a friend of mine called me yesterday and was like, "Help me be objective," and I was like, "You really wanna be objective in this situation?
Right.
I think you should, like, go off." And she was like, "You don't think?" "No, I think you should actually display some anger because you sound angry and yet you're trying to almost force objectivity here, like, it's okay to be angry." And I think the other thing too is you can honor those emotions while sometimes still going back to ask yourself the question of, like, "Who do I want to be?"
Mhm.
And sometimes it's, "I wanna be this person that's activated," and sometimes it's like, "This is not how I want to show up," which is also empowering within itself as well.
You brought up masking earlier, and there's so much of the mask that it's really hard to break that down for people to really start to reveal themselves and to know how to respond. What is the proper way that I should respond, that I am responding to, not the way that like culture wants me to, or society, or how am I
Mm.
going to look when I'm angry about something. And that is a titrated removal in a way.
Yeah, I think that that's so important because I just think about the type of person that I am. I will cry with clients. I would cry in my corporate job.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know that I would display anger in a corporate job yet because there may be some masking.
Yeah.
But I used to before, but now I'm willing to cry. So maybe there's a little balance there. But I do think that it's important. I feel good about, and I think that that also ties into capacity. I feel really good about experiencing a wide range of emotions.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I don't want to feel happy all the time. Like, I don't
Yes.
wanna be surprised all the time. Like, I when you want to be able to experience a wide range of emotions,
Mhm.
it says that you're human.
Totally. We always say that. There's a huge spectrum of emotions to being human, and if you're repressing anger, how are you really experiencing joy?
You just watched an excerpt from our full Trauma Rewired episode. There's so much more to this conversation. If you're curious about how neuroscience and the nervous system shape your behavior, resilience, and growth, click the link below to watch the full episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more insights and tools to rewire your nervous system for lasting change.